フロントウィング Grisaia の果実
Yes, welcome to the fruit of Grisaia. Now, I do have to give a warning. Explicit content. I haven't seen this game, but I've seen the anime it's based on. And if it's any other tell, this was made, as you saw, by Frontwing, who brought you such wonderful titles such as Purino Party, which I also played on this channel. Oh, I can't even say it without laughing. Real talk, though, I absolutely love this series. It is very deep, and the characters, I feel, are lovely. So, I saw this on Steam, and I figured there's no way in hell I'm not playing this. And if there's no way in hell I'm not playing it, I might as well do it on the channel, especially because there was an update about a year ago that said it can be Let's Played. So, I will be doing this. I would like to do a full playthrough. I adore this series. I have never touched the game before. I do not know anything about the game. I don't even know if it's the same storyline. All I know is that it's like the same characters. That's it. So, and I know it's explicit content because, like, it made me confirm my birthday whenever I downloaded it. Alright, so, we are going to be playing this. I am actually really excited. I absolutely love this series. So, I don't have a continue. Configuration, is there anything I can look at? Text. Oh wow, this is pretty elaborate. Turn off skip after options, allow skipping on red text, change color on red text, return after saving, full screen mode. Anything else? Sound? Oh, whoa. Hey, it's all the characters! Oh, I love all the characters. Alright. Oh, I can turn off different characters? Oh, there's an other character kind of section. So that means that other characters have voice actors and actresses. That's good. I always enjoy that with games. Background music, sound effects, voice. I mean, I guess, let's see. Can I test it? Maybe I should turn down the background music. Should I turn this down a bit? Okay, this should be fine, right? Like, right? Alright, I don't even know if that timed properly. Alright. Well, alright. Man, I'm looking forward to this. I don't even know what any of these other frickin'... I don't have a load game. Okay. Okay. Let's do it. From the beginning, shall we? With feeling! Oh, wow. Just right into it, huh? So I'm going to assume I am Yuji Kazami, the protagonist of the series. There wasn't an option to turn off or on his dialogue, so I'm going to assume it's off. And I guess this is me. Intense sunlight blazes down on the road as if to declare the arrival of summer. The burning asphalt radiates heat, mixing with the scent of the tide to form a thick, muggy atmosphere. It's way too early for this kind of weather. And when the temperature is abnormally high, you're always going to get some people who lose their heads and start acting erratically. Nicely drawn. In other words, it's only natural that the police would be on the lookout for suspicious types at times like these. It was about 10 minutes ago that I realized I'd been mistaken for one of those hard-stroke adult sorts. Oh, this is just how it begins in the actual anime. Is this gonna be like the same story? I don't know if I don't know if I like that or if I don't like it. I'm not sure. Name Kazami Yuji. Address Osato in Yamanashi Prefecture. Sweat pouring from his forehead as he examines my license. The policeman in front of me takes a glance at the large backpack I'm carrying, then continues the background check. You came here from Yamanashi? Oh, so it's not, there's no voice acting for Yuji. Alright. Hi. What business do you have in this city? Why are you lugging around that enormous bag? You headed anywhere in particular? I told you this 10 minutes ago. I'm moving. This luggage is everything I own. So, what's your new address? Like I said, I don't have one yet. The answer's not going to change no matter how many times you ask. You're moving, but you don't know where to? Look, what are you hiding? How about you just come clean already? Where did you come from? Where are you going? What are you planning to do there? Depending on the context, these could be fairly philosophical questions, but as far as police inquiries go, they're pretty run-of-the-mill. From their perspective, anyone wandering around without clear-cut business is by default a criminal of some sort. Let alone someone like me, carrying around conspicuous, bulky luggage. It's as good as guaranteed that they'd stop me. That is their job, I suppose. Since this little scene acts as a crime deterrent through its visibility, it's not an entirely wasted effort. But unfortunately, I don't have all day to play along. I drop a glance toward the digital watch I'm wearing around my left wrist. Sorry, but I'm keeping someone waiting. I really can't spare any more time for hanging out with bored cops. Are you mocking me? I'm trying to find like the right mouse sensitivity here, or right voice audio microphone sensitivity. That's the word, microphone sensitivity. A bored police force is proof that the city's at peace. Take it as a compliment. Inexplicably taking offense at my tone, the policeman clicks his tongue in irritation and tosses my license back. That's really cool! I don't know if you guys heard, but there was a... I don't know if you heard that either, I clicked my tongue. There was like a tongue clicking sound effect in the background. As I kind of read it at like a normal pace, and near the point when I got to it, it had a sound effect of the guy clicking his tongue. As I started to say, he clicked his tongue. That's good timing, I like that. Alright then, Kazami-san. Sorry for the inconvenience. But would you mind letting me take a look at that pack you're carrying? I refuse. Why? Something you don't want me to see in there? Knife, maybe? I don't really rely on blades. Policy of mine. Look, are you really telling me to unpack all this on the spot? It'll take an hour at least. 30 minutes just to take it all out, 30 minutes to stuff it back in. In that case, let's head over to the station. No reason to stand around in the sun, right? I'll let you get some cold tea and we can have a nice long chat. I just told you I don't have the time. I can't accept voluntary questioning. I know you can't just back down in this situation, but if I say I'll head over there myself later, could we wrap this up for now? That's very convenient for you, but what guarantee do I have you'll ever show? At least give me an address if you want me to agree to that. But I told you, I don't have an address. As I've explained, I'm in the middle of a move. I'm vacated my old place, so I don't have an address. Then give me your parents' address. Or are they homeless too? I don't have any parents. No siblings or relatives either. They're all dead. You serious? Are you sure you're not hiding something from me? God, I can't even begin. Dang. So, the rough part about this is that I'm gonna know all of the spoilers. Alright, well I'll keep it spoiler free for you guys, so I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'll try not to. This is going nowhere. Okay, so why don't we move things along? To the station, maybe? I'll call a patrol car. You just stay where you are, please. I like how I can click on the initial reaction. I like how I can click before the guy's done talking, and it doesn't cut him off. I assume that it will cut him off if it starts a new voice line, but since it's just back and forth between the policeman and me, then it's fine, and it doesn't cut everything off. Which is nice for me, because I can get ready to read the next thing. I appreciate that. Then at least let me call the person I'm supposed to be meeting. At this rate, they'll be waiting all day. That's fine, but who are you meeting? A friend? I'm not going to tell you that. Someone you can't tell me about? It's your mother. We had an appointment at a hotel tonight! Oh, that's different. I don't remember that. Maybe this game does have some surprises for me. What? I was keeping quiet out of the goodness of my heart. You dragged it out of me, so don't blame me when your parents get divorced and your happy home is shattered. Oh my god, I love it. I love sassy protagonists. You watch your mouth. That's fucking great. Oh, hello. Hi. About 30 minutes away from where we're talking, someone screams. A desperate cry follows within seconds. Thief! Somebody! A woman sits collapsed on the street, stretching out her hand. Her high heels lie on the ground, knocked off her feet by the sudden fall. Just about halfway between us is a man in a flashy Hawaiian shirt, running in this direction. Shit, a cop. Although the thief flinches for a moment at the sight of the policeman's uniform, after a quick check for any convenient side streets, he barrels onward. Move it, asshole! Brandishing the stolen bag menacingly, his hand violently gestures out of my way. Stop! Stop right there! The cop is completely flustered. He's quite clearly unaccustomed to this sort of situation. While he's panicking, the distance between us and the thief shrinks with surprising swiftness. Out of the way! The man runs in a straight line towards the breakthrough to freedom. I happen to be standing directly in the middle of his path. I said move, damn it! As he prepares to strike with the bag, I ascertain the movement of his shoulder and arm from the first signs of motion, and hit his wrist sharply as he begins to swing. The man's arm instantly stiffens and loses all momentum. His eyes pop wide open in shock. I immediately grab the collar of the Hawaiian shirt he's wearing and firmly draw him towards me. That's the Yuji I know and love. Before the man can offer resistance to my pull, I smoothly reverse and use my body weight to shove against him. When pushed just as they've begun to brace themselves against being pulled, anyone except a genuine expert is going to be thrown off balance. Nice shirt. Where'd you buy it? Shock spreads across the man's face as his knees buckle against his will. I try to gain a chokehold using my grip on the neck of his shirt, but... Bastards! The man promptly draws his head back and shifts his body to the side, preventing me from landing a hold on his neck. Although I expected as much from a glance at his build, it seems like he's somewhat experienced in judo. But... in this case, he would have been better off trying a decisive tackle. Rotating around the purse snatcher in the opposite direction of his slide, I yank his right arm upwards with both hands. In one movement, I've circled to his back. I like that we actually get art for it. That's nice. Aw, too many games just have, like, no art whatsoever for it. I already like this. Next, pull back on the opponent's wrist and elbow and pin him to the ground. This is just basic Aikido, by the way. Fucking asshole! Get off! I'll fucking kill you! Yeah, here's our protagonist, Yuji. Kazami Yuji. Hey, now, you've got your priorities all wrong. Before worrying about me, you should kill the guy who sold you that shirt. God, I love how sassy Yuji is. Goddamn kid! God, the fucking cracking noise is a bit much. Perhaps unconsciously, the man's now empty right hand desperately slaps at the asphalt. While holding the thief pinned, I quickly shoot a look behind me. Don't just stand there. Yeah. The policeman jerks up straight in response to my angry shout, taking a pair of handcuffs from the pouch around his waist. He runs over to restrain the criminal. The purse snatcher seems to have resigned himself to his fate and doesn't offer any pointless resistance. He accepts his red-handed arrest for the theft docilely. Excuse me. Then sits quietly on the ground with his head hung as the policeman radios for backup. Apparently they weren't too far off, as a siren approaches in no time. Damn, that's loud. Okay, this is kind of annoying. Okay, let's okay, maybe that'll work. Okay, you can cut it out with that! Two policemen get out of the arriving cruiser and push the criminal into the back seat. As I'm quietly watching the scene in perfect passivity, the policeman from earlier runs over. Thank you for your cooperation in the arrest. Why are you tired? I did all the work! I'll pass on the letter of thanks, so how about letting me move on? We can't do that, I'm afraid. If possible, we'd like to have a detailed conversation at the station regarding both this incident and the previous matter. Figured as much. Shaking my head in exasperation, I silently rebuke myself. Should have just left it alone. As the policeman pushes at my back, I glance at my wristwatch and informs me that I'm already 5 minutes late for my meeting. Oh boy. Mishima Cape Station, interrogation room. Look, you about ready to talk yet? 30 minutes have passed since I was brought to the interrogation room. Familiar is the place where criminals break into flop sweat and TV dramas. I'm sitting on a cheap foldable pipe chair, my arms folded in perfect silence. How are we supposed to let you go if you don't respond to our questions? Weren't you supposed to be meeting someone? Shouldn't you just talk and get this over with? Instead of responding, I close my eyes. A silent statement indicating that I have absolutely no intention of opening my mouth. The detective clicks his tongue in exasperation at my attitude. I've got a pretty fair idea of what he'll be doing next. If you don't have anything to hide, talk! How long do you plan on remaining silent? The sound of something being struck and an even louder attempt at intimidation. This is the point where a timid guy would be jumping in his seat with his eyes wide open, or maybe staring at the floor and quivering. As for me, my eyes are still shut and my arms are still folded quietly. My mind is a total blank. I've been accustomed to adults shouting at me like this since I was a child. Following the threat stage, the next step would be for him to grip my hair and jolt me back and forth. But I'm dealing with an official authority group here. I should get off without direct violence this time. Not to say that they won't pull out the old TV cliches and harass me by shining a desk lamp in my eyes, or something of the sort. I can roughly translate the detective's sigh. Goddamn kids these days. I gently open my eyes in order to sneak a look at his disgusted face. The detective sitting in front of me seems to be challenging the Guinness World Record for the most dramatic asymmetry between the left and right sides of a human mouth. Or maybe he's just scowling. You know, I love how sassy and, kind of blunt, bluntly sarcastic that Yuji is. It's so great. He's one of my favorite anime protagonists. I adore his personality. It's so funny. When I let out a snort of laughter in response to the unexpectedly pleasant sight, the detective scratches his head violently and glares at me. Look, buddy, I don't know who you've been talking to, but playing dumb with the police isn't gonna get you anything, alright? And trying to play by the book against me ain't gonna do shit either. It won't gain you anything, but you won't lose anything either, except your time. I turn my gaze to the clock on the wall of the sweat box. An hour has already passed since the scheduled time for my meeting. How about you respond when I'm speaking to you? The detective strikes the desk with an excellent comic timing. The best part is the way he knocks his ashtray off the table every time he does this. Ugh, what the hell is your deal? His tone distinctly fed up, he stoops down and picks the plastic tray off the floor. Kazami Yuji, occupation, student. Yes, you've said that already many times. We looked it up. You came from Yamanashi, right? No criminal background, no traffic violations or juvenile custody records, no commendations on public record either. What kind of person has absolutely no data in the system? Your record is so clean it looks like someone's been whiting it out. Just who the hell are you? Kazami Yuji, occupation student. What's with that? Did someone tell you to only say that line if the police caught you? Are you some sort of terrorist or what? I'm gonna get into this. This is gonna be so much fun. Kazami Yuji, occupation student. Shut up! Just shut it! First it's say something, now it's shut up. Talk about hard to please. God, I'm gonna have so much fun with this shit. Our capricious detective scowls yet again and scratches his head. Flakes of dandruff drift grandly through the air. Based on his thoroughly wrinkled suit and heavy stubble, I'd have to say he hasn't been home in days. Look. Cut me a break here. Put yourself in my shoes for a second. Another sigh. It's enough to make me want to heave one myself. Because we both take our work seriously, it seems like we're stuck going around in circles. We sure picked up a royal pain in the ass this time. The investigation of that purse snatcher case isn't going smoothly either. Thanks so much for dropping that on our lap, by the way. Just as we roughly complete this exchange of one-sided bitterness and mutual glaring, there's a well-timed knock at the door, and the sound of it being unlocked. Yes. Hello, sir. A slightly plump elderly detective enters the room. Given the respectful tone of the detective I've been chatting with, he's probably a superior of some sort. Is something the... Oh, well... After a quick glance in my direction, the elderly detective whispers something into the younger man's ear. Before long, the youngster detective turns towards me with a decidedly nonplussed expression. You're being released, it seems. Thanks for your cooperation. Why now, all of a sudden? You're asking the wrong guy. Bye. With those parting words, the young detective leaves the room. The elderly detective watches him go and then faces me with a greasy smile. well, sorry about that, Kazami-san. It seems we hadn't received any report on our end, and we were only just now placed in contact with your guarantor. The detective stares at me with eyes like a dead fish. As an employee of Ichigaya, if you'd simply said as much. If you'd known I was from Ichigaya from the start, wouldn't you have thrown me in jail, stripped me naked, and sprayed me down with a hose? You're quite the kidder. Did you forget that we belong to the unparalleled Sakura Damon? We're all friends here. Just to let you know, I'm nothing but a student. I work at Ichigaya as only a part-time cleaning job. Cleaning, is it? I see. Well, that's well put. Just as I'd expect from your collection of eggheads. In response to my words, the detective twists his mouth into something vaguely resembling a smile. But really now, if you'd simply informed us a little earlier about the circumstances on your end... Well, as I'm sure you know, the higher-ups are what they are. We had quite a mess there for a moment. Sarcasm drifting from every pore of his body, the detective treats me with the transparently insincere courtesy. He's perfectly civil on a superficial level, but the atmosphere in here is growing increasingly unpleasant. The youngster detective from before, hard-ass that he was, seems infinitely preferable. Did you inquire at Ichigaya about me? Not quite. You see, we were running your name through our databases. In the middle of the data retrieval, phone rings. We pick up the receiver and find we have a call from the Ministry of Defense's Special Organization. Asking us, might you be in custody of a dog of ours? Well, now that was quite the surprise! We're not running an animal shelter here, you know? Since you found my owner and confirmed that my leash is properly attached, I should be able to leave now, right? Yes, just as you please. Oh, that's right. We were also contacted by the principal of the school you're transferring into. Let me just say, I love the fact that they have voice actors for the miscellaneous characters. That is something that so many of these types of games do not do. It just shows a lot of, like, I guess it would be considered polish in this case. I love that. I get so annoyed whenever there's no, like, whenever I have to, like, not only do I have to personally voice every other character, but, like, I have no idea what their voice is, so I have no idea how they're saying things. That's so. Yes, indeed. Since you hadn't shown up, it seems she was putting calls into all the police stations in the area, one after another. Our chief ended up getting pulled to the phone while he was in the middle of a meeting, and got quite nearful, apparently. Yeah, don't fuck with me. Where's my backpack? The luggage we've been holding onto for you is in the entranceway, which would be over that way. If you'd like, shall we send you over by car? You're not getting funds from public taxes in order to chauffeur bubs like me around, are you? I'll walk. Okay, so from that I can kind of guess. So this is starting out like how the anime starts out, but it's more detailed, and it gives more context, which I adore. This is the kind of thing I really like in series that I thought I knew everything about. I knew that Yuji was taken by the police and was questioned and then released eventually because he got a call from his superiors. But I didn't know the exact contents of the conversations and how sarcastically funny they were, nor about the issue beforehand where he caught a person answering. So that's fun, and that means that there's a lot in this game that I'm not going to know, and that makes me happy. After I emerged out the door by the old man, the young detective appears from the rear, carrying the backpack they'd taken from me earlier. This is ridiculously heavy. What the heck is in this thing? Bit of a tough question. I guess you could say my life. That's supposed to be a gag. I wouldn't quit your day job. That wasn't really what I was going for. Oh, whatever. Dropping the backpack next to me, the detective lets out a slight sigh. Thanks for looking it out here. Pretty heavy, isn't it? It's not something you say to a guy who learns judo for work. We might be country police, but we've at least got that much training. True, guess that's natural for policemen. Sorry. The detective smiles wryly. By the way, you're supposed to be a student at that landfill academy, right? I'm wearing the school uniform. You can see at a glance.
制服が着られて
Feels more like you've been dressed up in it. He claps my shoulder as we pass each other.
気をつけてな
Take care. In a lot of ways. With those parting words, he heads back into the police station. Guess I don't make a convincing student yet. I'm wearing black slacks and a short-sleeved dress shirt, as well as a blue tartan check necktie. Excluding my somewhat long-ish hair, I should be the very image of a student. I guess it's a little difficult turning into something like that all of a sudden. But it's probably precisely because this is different that I decided to give it a try. For a while, I myself didn't understand why I'd asked for this, but now I think I have a faint grasp on the reason. I wanted to become something that I couldn't understand. Something that I wasn't. At the moment, I've done nothing but smooth down my edges a bit. Perhaps later on, I'll become a student on the inside as well. The sun that had been climbing upward earlier has now finally reached its zenith. The temperature keeps on rising and sweat oozes from my skin. I was pretty sure she'd pick me up, but... Sensing a presence, I lower my gaze from the sun. My eyes, well accustomed to high contrast lighting, project a human form in silhouette for only the briefest of moments before the details fade in. Hey! Thanks for your Thanks for your service! A woman raising an awkward salute, grinning broadly, stands before my eyes. Spare me, I don't want to see a pose like that outside the workplace. In the first place, what's with that dopey salute? The girls in bikinis on the maritime SDF recruitment posters have more impressive form. Jeez, and here I am offering my appreciation for your sudden efforts. I don't recall contributing enough to society today to deserve any appreciation. Yes, I do understand that you went through a lot right off the bat, but could you not take it out on me? More importantly... She opens the door of the car, stop next to her. Get in! Accomplishing your objective is the top priority, yes? Yeah, true enough. Oh, this is awesome! They've got the... Oh, it looks like we're really moving! Oh, the production quality of this is great so far! Oh, I'm loving this. From Mishima Cape Police Station to National Highway 133 southbound, we proceed to the Prefectural Highway and advance further out towards the Cape. I like the music, too. Alright, I'm getting into this. I like this. A range of slowly rotating wind turbines come into view, indicating our proximity to the sea. That was quite the surprise. You don't show up at the time we agreed, and then when I call around trying to figure it out, you're predictably being a nuisance to the police. I was half convinced you'd collapse somewhere, given this heat. I doubt you really thought I was sick. What grounds do you have for saying that? You were trying the police stations first, not the hospitals. Well, it is you we're talking about, so I figured you'd manage something if you were about to collapse. But for the record, I was worried about your safety, so maybe you could not pick up the details? Accuracy in weather forecasts and interpersonal communications make society run smoother. You're seriously not cute. Pouting again, she continues her harangue. First of all, there may not be many of them, but the trains do run here, if for some reason you walk instead. That was also a surprise, walking around in a huge backpack like you were going to climb the Himalayas or something. Sorry, I hate trains. That doesn't make walking the entire way any less bizarre. That's the matter, clamming up like that. Could you not mention this to the other students? I don't want them getting funny ideas about me from the get-go. Yeah, this might well set them on guard. A real weirdo came in this time. I got enough of that from the police to last me a while. So you did get questioned. Nice expositional car ride. I love how willing they are to just have like the drawn scenes. That's awesome. Alright, we've arrived. This is it. The car proceeded about 500 meters along an area of reclaimed coastal land before she brought it to a stop. So that's what he meant by landfill, I see. As I'm recalling the words of the detective from before, the woman continues our conversation with a suddenly cheerful tone. What do you think? Pretty nice, isn't it? It's the absolute newest school in the vicinity. Very nice. Barely even looks like a school. Although I'd heard it was a new school, its external appearance genuinely isn't what I'd expected. A 3-story building. The pure white color of the outer walls is the only typical school-like element. with every other aspect more closely resembling a city office building. The gates to the right and left are less evocative of a school gate than a functional fence at some facility. This is really well drawn. The mounted signboard, likewise, is a utilitarian thing printed in a simple typeface rather than a hand-drawn work of calligraphy. I have a new thing in my inventory, apparently. Come on, this is your future alma mater. What is the deep upswelling of emotion? I've only just arrived at this place. If I said I was deeply moved by the sight, it'd be a lie. You are such a dull person. Human beings are creatures of imagination, you know? With an exaggerated sigh, she opens her hands wide in the overblown gesture of a third-rate actor. It's newly established, so the school might not have much of an image yet, but the students are nice, normal kids, and... Hey, where are you going? Oh, dear Lord. Her rigmarole is abruptly interrupted by the high-pitched shrieks of two girls. Aw, that's so cute! Stop that monkey now! Hey, I said stop it already! Please, have mercy! Is it a cockroach? This is completely different. I like this. They've, like, kind of followed the original story so far, but they've, like, added a whole bunch of extra stuff. That's awesome. Amane, why are you running? Come play with the cute cicada! I'm gonna have to work on the voices. I have to figure out what voices I'm gonna give these people. But bugs are the worst! Take this! Get away! Help me! Nice. Laugh at me until you choke, huh, Makina? Don't think I'll forget this. No snacks for you today. No way! Perfectly normal. Oh, this is a soundtrack from the anime. Oh, it is. This brings back so many memories of when I first watched this stuff. Normal? Could you define that term? Is there a class where we chase each other around brandishing insects? That's not it. Those girls are, well, you know. I don't think I do, but it's nice to see that it's a lively school. Right? Anyway, let's move on. Inside. Having apparently forgotten what she was planning to do with her outspread hands, she totters through the school gate. Her office is positioned quite near the school building's front entrance. The furniture is nicely arranged based on an old-fashioned desk and chair. In contrast to the incongruity of the building's external appearance, this room is a textbook example of the old-fashioned principal's office. Take a seat over there. I sit on the genuine leather sofa that's one of the room's more prominent furnishings. After waiting for me to settle myself, she lowers herself into the seat across from me. I'm the principal, Tachibana Chizuru. Welcome to Mihama Academy. Nice to meet you. Chizuru. Or would "It's been a while" be more appropriate, Kazumi-kun? On a practical level, "nice to meet you" might be the better option. Yes, you're probably right. With a slight amused smile, Principal Tachibana takes out a pamphlet. Well, in your case, I'm sure you're already familiar with the basic synopsis, but just in case, I'll give you the full explanation. She flipped past a couple pages of the brochure. I hadn't noticed, but her fingernails are lightly polished. This is a private academy under the management of the Sakaki Academy Educational Corporation, in which students chosen from across the country gather in diligent pursuit of academic achievement. Our parent organization is East Beach Express Railways, owners of a rail network that runs the breadth of Kanto region. Through their support, the very best facilities and educators are brought together here. First, the principal's talk shifts more to detailed matters. The East Beach Express is an enormous corporate group with its hands in real estate and large-scale retail, but its core business is the management of the rail line connecting Tokyo and Haneda Airport. The EBE, I'm so used to saying EBE, I've been in Spanish-speaking countries for too long. The EBE's management is shouldered by the Sakaki family, and it seems plausible that this Sakaki Academy Corporation is also administered by them directly, but that's only a guess based on circumstantial evidence. There's a lack of public information on this secretive corporation's activities. The very existence of this academy isn't well known. I didn't gain anything that could be called definitive proof from my investigations so far. You'll be entering the academy immediately as a second-year student. Your transfer will be announced during tomorrow's homeroom, and after that point, you're free to decide your own course. So I wonder how linear this is going to be. I'm wondering if this is going to be like I'm choosing how the story goes, or if I'm just playing along with the story. Her fingers come to a stop. Bringing her hands gently together, the principal raises her gaze from the pamphlet and meets my eyes. Well, I think it's an ideal environment for a normal student life, like the one you requested. I have a few questions. Go ahead. That's not how she said it in the anime. In this one, she was like, "Hi, dozo." But in the anime, she's like, "Hi, dozo." Dang. First, today is a weekday, but there was barely anyone on the school grounds. What's going on? We have a hand-picked elite few. The total number of students, including you, is 6. Only 6? Yes. The elite few? Indeed. That include our friends with the cicada just now? Of course. Question 2. Where am I living from today on? This is a boarding school. I'll guide you to the student dormitory later. You walk to the school from there. A dormitory, is it? It is a dorm, but it's considerably spacious, so don't worry too much. In that case, not a problem. Anything else? Before we finish, one last thing. Alright, go ahead. Okay, they kind of got that, the way she says that a bit better that time. For this last question only, I stare directly into her eyes. I need to confirm the principal's intentions in bringing me here. After all said and done, is this a normal school? The principal closes her mouth. After a moment of silence, she opens it again. Yep. A gentle smile. I'm convinced that she isn't lying to me to further some hidden self-interest. I haven't forgotten what you asked me for back then. The principal slowly stands up and walks to the window side. Ooh, this is pretty. The athletic grounds are visible from the window. Although resembling those of a normal school, the grounds are skirted by an improbably high wall. I want to enter a normal school and live as a normal student. The mere handful of students, the bizarrely extravagant facilities, the on-campus dormitory, the high wall surrounding it all, they clearly indicate abnormality. But, as you yourself are aware, considering your personal circumstances, there's no place that can give you that, other than here. Ugh. I guess you're right. I'll give you the same answer to the very end. This is a normal school. The principal turns to face me. Therefore, you don't need to do anything here except live normally as a student. I will never make any other request of you. Understood. Well then, I'll show you to the dorm. Yeah. With a nod, I rise to my feet. On the grounds outside, a gust of salty sea air kicks up a cloud of sand. I like the visual effects. The visual effects in this are good. This is the student dorm. Including the management room, there are 11 rooms in total. Every room is equipped with its own bath, toilet, and kitchen, so there should be no inconveniences in your daily life. A basic set of furniture is also provided. That's convenient. What are you looking around like that for? The cicada pair from earlier don't seem to be around. Ah, you mean Soa-san and Irisu-san. Yeah. The two of them might well still be at the school. Komine-san doesn't seem to be around either. That Komine guy is a student here too? Yes, I asked her for help guiding you around the dormitory, but she doesn't seem to be around. Okay, in the anime she actually did show up. So you don't have a minute grasp of the movements of the students, I see. I'm merely the principal of this place, after all. Merely, is it? Hold on just a second. I'm going to check her room. Principal walks toward the interior of the building. Left there by myself, I stare vacantly up at the ceiling. Soon I've unconsciously fallen into my habit of counting the number of visible sprinklers, then roughly estimating the scale of the building, and Komine. Nope, never mind. I'm trying to, predict what's going to happen, but alright. Calculating the time needed to gain control of the front entrance, and ascertaining the location of emergency exits. Not that many support pillars, are there? Guess that's why the ceiling is a bit low. Yep, there's Komine. Excuse me. Excuse me. Having grown absorbed in analyzing the building, I don't even notice the tug at my sleeve. Hey! Excuse me. Can you hear my voice? Until the final excuse me of many finally catches my ear. Might you be the transfer student scheduled to arrive today by any chance? Ah, she's so cute! I drop my gaze in the direction of the voice and find a girl in housemaid clothes looking up at me. Not that she's of particularly diminutive height, except in comparison to a taller male like me. Or perhaps an intruder? No one's going to admit that they're an intruder if you ask them point blank. Oh, come to think of it, you're right. The scales have fallen from my eyes. The maid nods several times, slowly closes her eyes, and begins to repeat my words. No one's going to admit that they're an intruder if you ask them point blank. No one's going to admit that they're an intruder if you ask them point blank. Yes, got it. Well then, let me change the question. Are you not an intruder? Flexible thinking isn't your strong suit, clearly. I'm sorry? No, never mind. So what does a maid want with me? Well, as I said, I'm attempting to determine whether you're a suspicious character. This would be the second time today I've heard that pickup line. That is truly impressive. As I was saying, are you a non-suspicious character? I love how, matter-of-fact she is about it. You're a lot tougher than you look, maid. Ah, Komine-san, perfect timing! This is Kazami-kun, the student who's just transferred in. At this point, having noticed our voices, the principal calls out to the girl. Seems this maid was Komine all along. So you were the transfer student after all. I see. I'm Kazami Yuji. Nice to meet you. Yes, the pleasure is all mine. I don't think you introduced yourself. Ah, pardon me. My name is Sachi. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm gonna have a lot of voice changes in this. Oh my god. And this time it's nothing but the first name. I had this thought earlier with the other two, but you've certainly gathered some unique elites here. Fostering the individuality of students is the responsibility of any school. Which would mean that she's a student too? Komine-san is a first year at this academy. Did she look old enough to be in front of the blackboard to you? Well, she's kind of dressed as a maid, to be fair. Oh, right-clicking... Okay. Right-clicking pauses the game. That's interesting. That's not really my point of confusion here. Our uniform creates certain preconceptions. For example, if I see a girl wearing bunny ears in a bar, I don't ask what she's done with her Bible. Wow. Right. Komine-san does wear a maid uniform more often than not. That's not an explanation. Sure enough. Well then, Komine-san, please explain. Ah, whoops, cut her off. Certainly. As I've been entrusted with the position of class representative, I frequently respond to our teachers' requests for assistance to perform minor chores. From "you're kind of like a maid," a certain conversation eventually shifted to "why don't you try on a maid uniform?" Finally, now that you've actually put it on, it really suits you, so you should wear it when you can. According to that suggestion, I attempt to wear maid clothes whenever it's possible for me to do so. Yep, this is Komine. I'm just gonna call her Sachi. Why am I being formal? I see. You're a devoted one. That fallen bunny girl sister could learn a thing or two from you. Yes, thank you very much. I wasn't really intending that to be a compliment, but there's no point in telling her that. So, from this point, let her guide her. Please let her guide you. It should be easier to get to know each other that way. No objections. Well then, Komine-san, I leave the rest to you. Certainly. Well then, let's begin with the tour of the first floor. Please, yeah, if you would. The maid slowly begins to walk, but quickly comes to a stop in front of the management room. Stop dead. She's staring at me with an expression that clearly indicates she has something to say. What's wrong? You need something? Well, I forgot to inquire as to how you prefer me to address you. Come to think of it, you're right. I'm sorry. Well, you can call me whatever you want. In that case, would it be acceptable if I addressed you as Yukon? We've gotten pretty familiar all of a sudden. Then, would Kazami-san be more to your liking? Sure. Anyway, I'll call you Sachi. Sachi? My bad. Would Sachimon be better? No, I'm quite alright with Sachi. Her expression didn't change in the slightest, but her eyes at the moment she spoke those words had a strange forcefulness. That's so. Alright, Sachi, best regards and all that. Yes. Judging from her smile, it seems she doesn't dislike being called Sachi. Then let's get right to it. The room nearest to the entrance will belong to you, Kazami-san. I'm like trying to make my voice more gentle sounding when it's her, but like that's hard to do with my voice. Nameplate seems to say it's the management room, though. According to what I heard from Principal Tachibana, the idea was that you might serve as the superintendent of the dormitory while living in this room. In other words, she wants me to play the prison guard? Well, at the very least, 3 out of the 6 students living in this dorm are females. It would probably be prudent to have a room as far as possible from theirs to avoid potential trouble. And anime tropes. Mind if I take a look inside? Of course. This is the key to the room. Feel free. Alright, what do we got? When I open the door with the key she hands me, a prominently placed set of kitchen and household goods catches my eye. They seem to be in good shape, and I can confirm with a glance that the room itself will be more than adequate living environment given my needs. 1 fire alarm and 2 sprinklers are installed in every room in the dorm. Got it. She seems to have guessed my thoughts from the direction of my gaze. That would be a walk-in closet with a floor space of about 2.5 square meters. As a little test, I focus my eyes on a different point of interest, and she provides an explanation in the same way. Although she's a little off in some departments, she seems to be pretty sharp on other respects. I see, looks like there won't be any problems. As I speak, I twist the faucet over the sink. Was someone using this room before I came? No, I'm certain it was unoccupied for at least 4 months. The water's pretty clear, considering. Well, the building itself is quite new. Before you arrived, this room was occasionally used as something of a storehouse, so it's possible someone used the water recently. I myself would sometimes fill my water bucket here while cleaning. I see. I twist the faucet to stop the water, drop the luggage I've been carrying on the spot, and promptly leave the room. Alright. Next, this open space just inside the entrance is something of a common area for all of us. Standard student dorm community space, is it? Yes, in particular, Maki-chan and Amene-san spend a lot of time here. That's so. Although I haven't heard those names before, they must be other students. Also, this door next to yours leads to the boiler room. The stairs are opposite. And further on, there are 4 rooms, of which the 3rd room next to the stairs is mine. I'd heard there are 11 rooms in total. Any reason why you picked one on the 1st floor? Well, as you know, my name is Sachi. Apparently that sort of rhymes with room 3, and so I was encouraged to... I get the idea. Nice. This is the 2nd floor. This floor contains only personal rooms, and with the exception of myself, all the students live here. Which would mean 2 of these are vacant. Yes, room 7 and room 9 are currently unoccupied. She's very knowledgeable. The 3rd floor is structured as a bathhouse, designed around this grand bathroom. This is really like, I love the colors. This is really well drawn. I love the art style. On the other side of the stairs is a laundry room and space reserved for clothes drying racks, so please use them when necessary. If doing laundry is problematic for you, please inform me and I will be happy to take care of it on your behalf. Wouldn't taking care of someone else's chores be a nuisance? It's only natural for the class representative. Alright, I'll keep that offer in mind. Please do. There's no reason to refuse outright when the offer is delivered with such an earnest smile. By the way, can we use this grand bathroom as we please? Yes, it's maintained periodically by a specialized contractor, so excluding cleaning, it's available 24 hours a day. However, as there's no separate space for male and female bathing, I would ask you to leave this note on the entrance when you enter. As she speaks, she hands me a card that reads, "In use, male bathing." Sure, I think I might take advantage of it pretty often. The view up here is pretty nice. It is indeed. There aren't any tall buildings besides the schoolhouse in the area, and the window glass is 75% transparent, so it's possible to watch the sun setting into the sea. They're really hammering home the fact that she's very detailed. An ocean view, huh? Not bad. If you'd like, you can give it a try right now. As she speaks, I notice that she's already holding a towel and change of clothes in her hand. You're pretty well prepared. Most people who see the Grand Bath are struck by the urge to give it an immediate try. I see. The fruit of your experience, is it? What's wrong? Instead of a change of clothes for you, I seem to have accidentally brought my own. As if to demonstrate, female underwear slips out from among the clothes in Sachi's hand. Is this a declaration that you want to bathe together? No, that wasn't my intention. I apologize. I really don't think there's anything to apologize for. Thank you. Well then, this concludes the tour of the dormitory. Do you have any questions? Let's see, can I ask about something other than the dorm? If it's something within my power to answer, then... In that case, let's hear your 3 sizes, Sachi. What? Why am I asking that? Hi. Starting from the top, 82, 56, 83. At the moment, is there a specific man you're going out with? No, there is not. Your experience with men to date? None to speak of. Huh. I know I'm the one who asked you those questions, but answering them so politely. Would that also be because you're the class representative? A class rep is only a class rep to the degree that they are of assistance to others. What an admirable devotion to customer service. Thank you very much. Okay, so he certainly didn't ask her 3 sizes before, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's been a little bit since I watched the anime, but seriously. Are there any other questions? Nothing comes to mind. Very well. If there's anything else you'd like to know, please dial 3 on the intercom telephone in your room. It will connect to my room. Got it. In that case, please excuse me for now. With that note of farewell, Sachi bows like a genuine housemaid and starts to turn away. Ah, Sachi. Yes. Thanks for the tour. I appreciate it. Of course. Huh. The class representatives these days seem to be a surprisingly tough-willed breed. After Sachi's tour ended, I took another look around the interior of the building on my own. By the time I returned to my room, the sun is already low in the sky and the light growing dim. I figure we'll wait until tomorrow, like the next day passes to end the episode. This is a pretty long one because it's like an introduction. Should probably put this stuff away before it gets dark. Opening my backpack, I pull out the contents and begin to put them away on the shelves I've been provided with. It's a real help that I've got a closet. Things I can leave in a visible space and things to be stowed away in the back. Dividing my possessions between the two, the latter are clearly more numerous. Normal, huh? While looking over my mountain of luggage, I mutter in a self-deprecating tone. As I work, the sun sinks leisurely into the sea. No typos so far that I've noticed, and all of the wording has been pretty intricate and pretty well articulated. So that's difficult to translate perfectly. So far, they've done a perfect job. Good job. Oh, that's pretty. Mihama Academy School Gates. I assume this is the next day? Okay, so this is the next day. Therefore, we shall end this episode here. I am so unbelievably excited to be playing this game. You saw from the beginning how funny and comical it can be. But also, I really do love the characters. I know them quite well, and I've grown to love each and every one of them. So I will be very, very happy and willing to do a full playthrough of this game, and I shall. So, with that, leave your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section down below, guys. I hope you stay tuned. I'm going to enjoy this a lot, and I'm going to be really into it. I hope you guys are too. So, with that, I will see you guys next week for another episode of The Fruit of Grisaia. Ah!